My name is Tolly Burkan. I am probably known best because I started a Firewalking Seminar in 1977, and now over 6 million people worldwide have taken that seminar, taught by many different instructors that I've trained on 6 continents. But that's not what I want to talk about. When I was younger, in my early 20s, I twice tried to kill myself. And today, at age 70, I'm probably the happiest person you'll ever find. And to go from one end of the spectrum, that dark, dark end, to the opposite, extreme end, that's no small thing. And the fact that I survived those suicide attempts is rather miraculous, but I was in a long coma. I was months in the hospital. And yet here I am sharing what I am about to share with you. I think one of the reasons I was trying to kill myself is because I was ill-equipped for adulthood. And the idea of growing up, it basically was so intimidating, I felt ill-equipped. I was overwhelmed and filled with self-doubt. And so what I want to talk to you now is what I discovered as I moved from that horrible end of the spectrum to the opposite end. And I learned many things, and I wanted to distill down what I thought was the most important to share with adolescents, young adults, people who are trying to vision their futures. And when I was young and confused, I always felt like I was spinning my wheels in the sand. I had tremendous amounts of energy, but I didn't know where to focus it. And I was putting my energy in all the wrong arenas, and I wasn't really moving forward. And I was feeling stuck, confused, overwhelmed, and in very low self-esteem. And what I've discovered is the best thing for young people to focus on is what I call the 7 life requirements. Oh, there's so many other things that you can put your energy into, but these are crucial. These are foundational. You must do this. You must equip yourself for these 7 areas. And the very first one, the very first life requirement is financial security. You can be on welfare, and that may be the way you provide yourself with food. It doesn't matter how you create food, clothes, and shelter for yourself, but you can't progress toward happiness and fulfillment. You can't realize your potential until you first address your basic security needs. And how you go about that could involve a college education, it may not. You could be a salesperson, you could be a creative person and create art, you could write. There's no end to the ways that you can create financial security for yourself. But you have to do that first. And then the second life requirement is good feelings. When you get up in the morning, you have to look forward toward the day because it's going to be filled with good feelings. And for every person, this can be something so different. Somebody else gets their good feelings in the kitchen. Somebody else gets good feelings in sex. Somebody else gets good feelings doing service for the community. Somebody else gets good feelings hiking the Sierra Mountains. It doesn't matter what you do, but you must give yourself good feelings. You must create your life. You must structure it so that you fulfill the second life requirement. Good feelings. And financial security isn't enough, because I know a lot of people who have been very wealthy and they killed themselves. And then the third life requirement is self-worth. You have to realize that no matter what you do, you are a part of this universe, and the universe is perfect. Can anybody dispute that? Can anybody say, wait a minute, it's not perfect, that star's in the wrong place? The universe is perfect, even with war and poverty and hunger. This is an expression of some divine energy, some great mystery. And you're a part of it. You were created as a part of this perfection. And let's say this is a movie. Yeah, there's war and there's killing and there's evil and there's drama, but it's all just drama. And it's perfect. Some of those very dramatic, dark movies won Academy Awards. Everybody applauded them. So the nature of life has to include its ups and downs and its challenges. And as you go through your own personal drama, never forget that you're part of this perfect universe, and there's never any reason for you to doubt your self-worth. You can hold your head high and be in high self-esteem, because if nobody else knows it, you know who you are. And number 4, the fourth life requirement, is active compassion. I guess you could simplify that and say love. But most people, when they visualize love, it's the kind of love that is portrayed in romantic novels and in the movies. It's the kind of love that makes your heart go pitter-pat and your loins twitch. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about putting somebody else's needs ahead of your own. Out of compassion. Seeing somebody else and realizing that their needs may be so much greater than your own, that out of compassion you serve them. But that's the way you open your heart. That's the way you experience love, is when you outflow. Because love is an active verb. And until you express charity and compassion, it isn't love. If it stays inside of you, it's just a good feeling. That's the second life requirement. And then the fifth life requirement is creative expression. As human beings, we must find what it is inside of us. And it's so different for each person. One man is a poet. Somebody else crochets quilts. Somebody else paints. Somebody else cooks. Somebody else expresses their creative expression in their lifestyle. A lot of teachers express their creativity in the classroom. But if you don't express your creativity, you'll feel like you're constipated. You'll always feel like something is off. And then the sixth life requirement is attentive awareness. That's when you learn to pay attention in a whole new way. And the way you learn to pay attention is, for an example, somebody drops a stone on your foot and you feel pain. Well, you're no different than any animal. If I drop a stone on a dog's foot, the dog's also going to feel pain. The dog is aware of pain. But what makes you different than the dog is you have the capacity to be aware that you are aware of pain in your foot. The dog can't do that. The dog cannot be aware that it is aware. And this capacity for attentive awareness distinguishes us from every other animal on the planet. And once we learn to pay attention in this new way, we're able to be aware of our own thoughts. And when we become aware of our own thoughts, we see how we create our moods and how we create our states of being and how we can empower ourselves or disempower with our thoughts. And this leads us to the seventh life requirement. It's very hard to talk about it. It's knowing that you are constantly connected to the source of the universe. For me, I'm a spiritual person, but I don't walk any path that can be labeled by the name of a religion. For me, God is all that is. Well, if God is all that is, how did God create that tree right outside the window? Well, obviously, if God is all that is, the way God created that tree is God became that tree. Obviously, well, if God is all that is, how did God make you? Well, God made you by becoming you. In other words, the God that everybody is seeking and creating outside of themselves is actually inside of themselves. And when you realize that, when you have that self-realization of who you are, you understand at a whole new level that you're constantly connected and have never been separate from that which created you. And when you focus on those 7 life requirements and nothing else, you can have a magnificent life, an extraordinary life. And of course you can include other things as well, but start with those 7 life requirements and put your energy into that first and foremost, and you won't wind up like me, twice trying to kill myself, because you'll understand something that I did not even have a clue existed, and that the divine spirit I was always knowing existed was not outside of me. And I thought by killing myself I might find my way home. But the truth is I found my way home by looking within. And I hope that's of value to some other people that are watching this right now.